already. Welcome our round table. Sorry for the delay, we had some technical issues here, but we praise God that we have made it. And today is Sunday. Which date is today?
August 13th.
August 13th. Yes, welcome. My name is Father Freddy, as you know always, and I'm here with
Danette, Thierry.
Celestine.
I think your microphone is too far forward, so we want to be able to.
Danette, Thierry.
Good.
All right.
Yes, and Danette and Chess, they just came back from Portugal World Youth Day. There are many younger people there, of course. I was watching on the TV some days, and I was watching some YouTube videos that people were posting. I was watching some things on Facebook, it was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
It was beautiful, especially for our church to go there to be represented.
Mm-hmm.
So welcome you back. But before we discuss the World Youth Day, let's begin with an opening prayer. In a prayer to suggest is okay in a salvation chest.
You said the Hail Mary a lot.
Yeah, it was a Hail Mary.
So-
I don't think your microphone is on. Let me see. Can I press 1, 2, 3?
1, 2, 3.
Yes, yeah, I think you have projecting more. I think, let me see.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
Maybe every time you're going to talk, maybe you have to raise. Yes.
Testing 1, 2.
Perfect. So, you said Hail Mary a lot when you were in Portugal?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I'll find out why you said Hail Mary a lot. So let's begin with Hail Mary, in the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed art thou amongst women, and blessed is the fruit of thy womb, Jesus. Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners, now and at the hour of our death. Amen. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So you welcome to this round table. This is introduction conversation. Many there are waiting to hear what your experience outside USA, especially I think that was your first time to be outside USA.
Yep.
Oh yes, and I know that has been traveling all over the world. So this wasn't something new for you. But before we go there, you began by saying you were saying Hail Mary a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Why? What happened? There were many prayers why you was Hail Mary.
I guess I'll start. One of the sites I think a lot of people were excited about visiting was Our Lady of Fatima.
Yeah.
And, the 3 young children who had the vision and, said that they were visited by Mary at Fatima. That was like an overarching thing. I can't remember it off the top of my head right now, but like prayers to Mary and just being in Portugal and being able to walk the site of those martyrs, that was like a theme with the whole week. And just praying to Mary and thanking Mary for carrying Jesus and raising Jesus and bringing him into the world to save salvation. So I think that's one of the reasons why, but when Chase is speaking, I'll pull it up and get you.
Yes. So thank you. Of course, when you said about Hail Mary was more popular prayer over there, it reminds me there is a theological term. I'm forgetting the name, but it may come to your mind as we speak. There are places in the world where Mary appeared.
Mm-hmm.
It's called what?
I wouldn't be able to.
There's a word, the appearance of Mary to people. As we discussed that word will come, you're going to remember the word. The appearance of Mary. One of it is a place called Megagoria.
I think that's what it's based on the word.
Yes, that place also Mary appeared there. There are places in Africa, in Rwanda, it's called Kibeho.
Mm-hmm.
One of the places where Mary appeared. There's the place in Fatima, Mary appeared.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess that's why it was more important to pray Hail Mary every day. That's interesting.
Yes, and there was a song that was sung every day, multiple times a day.
Multiple times.
Wait. Do you remember the song? Just?
I don't remember the lyrics. I just remember the melody to it. I'm never gonna forget it.
Yeah. What is the song was name?
The song was A Presta no Ar. Everything was in Portuguese. So
Not everything, but like a lot of the stuff.
Don't tell me you know someone in Portuguese.
I came out with obrigado and
Obrigado. What does it mean?
oh, thank you.
Oh. Obrigado. Thank you. So let's go about this song. What is the song? What's the song's name?
How Presta no Ar, and the song inspired the theme Mary rose up and went with haste is about the yes of Mary and about her rush to meet her cousin Elizabeth, just like the Bible verse says. So that was repeated multiple times throughout the week. We went to Mass every day.
We went for
Or
Mass.
either that or some type of adoration
Yes.
event.
So you did masses, adorations.
Adoration of the Eucharist, Stations of the Cross, we did that. And I think that covers it, but it was a lot.
It was a lot. So it was not only I thought people were there, but people touring, just moving up and down every day, but it was more also part of spiritual.
Yes, very.
Spiritual adoration, prayers, masses. And did you attend most of those things? Like
Yes.
masses?
Most, if not all.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, actually, no, I don't think that. Not all. We did this, I think, 2 to 3 things.
Yes.
But we caught most of the events that were going on.
Oh, beautiful. So let's now that you got to that thing of the mass spiritual part of you, but let's let it back up a little bit to begin from the journey all the way from New Orleans to Portugal. I know the travel was almost, how many hours travel?
So we had we had a 14-hour flight the first time, going from Atlanta to Madrid, and then from Madrid to Lisbon, we took a 5-hour bus ride.
I think it was like the flight wasn't long, but compared like all of it together, total about 14, 15 hours.
Oh, a total 14.
Yeah, the flight was like 8 hours, which is long. But
Okay.
then we flew into Madrid, and from Madrid we drove into Lisbon on a bus, which was fine. But it was just we were tired. We were very tired afterwards.
I love the countryside view though.
Yeah, the views were
countryside.
beautiful.
Yeah,
Yes.
I definitely made sure to take pictures while we were driving on the bus. I love it.
Oh, beautiful. So wait, so it was 8 hours flight.
Yeah, 8-hour flight, yeah.
Plus
5-hour bus ride.
5 hours bus drive. Cheers. Have you ever been on a ride in the car for 5 hours?
Yeah.
You've been before.
Yeah.
So that was not something new for you.
No, there wasn't anything new.
Okay, because
Even the 8-hour flight was something new, but that wasn't even that much of an issue because I slept on the way.
you slept on the way.
Yeah.
Okay,
I
so
think I was the only person to get any amount of sleep on that air ride.
so other people were up and
I was watching movies, and
okay.
I slept for maybe like 2 hours, but I was just awake.
Awake.
Reading, watching movies. Once I got in bed, I felt that night I crashed. Like I couldn't sleep on a bus. I just couldn't get comfortable. But like Shay said, like the views of the countryside in Spain. I think I snapped a picture of a castle. That was pretty. So it wasn't too bad. Like looking back on it now, like I'm like, oh, I want to stretch out. It wasn't really bad. It wasn't
Okay.
bad.
So talking about 8 hours plus 5 hours, let's see, almost 13 hours, 14 hours, and got tired, sleeping, and resting, and waking up, and find yourself you are in Portugal. So that's the journey from here to Portugal. So, which Portugal? unexpected chess. This is the first time to be outside USA. Outside USA.
Very much the first time.
First of all, how did it feel to be before and after? So let's talk about before you leave. How did it feel for you to be, say, I'm gonna be outside USA for the first time? How did it feel?
When thinking about it for the first time,
yes.
before, I really didn't know what to expect.
Yes.
So instead of trying to figure out what to expect, I kind of just went expecting nothing, just being open to what I would see, what I would experience.
Yes.
And that definitely helped because it made my experience over here a lot more enjoyable than what I really thought possible.
Good. So before I go, oh, I'm gonna be outside the USA. What am I expecting there? I've never been away. This is a new land, new food, new people, new environment. Where I'm beginning from, so you were just open.
Yeah.
Come what may.
Yep.
That's beautiful. And you reminded me when I was becoming a priest, I wanted to be a missionary. And as a missionary, I wanted to be sent anywhere. And as I go, I just experience whatever you send me, new people, new environment, new food, I just go. So just you can be a missionary. If you are just open to whichever is there, you can be a missionary. Wherever you are sent, you go. Now, to be a missionary doesn't mean you have to be a priest. You can be a missionary
Did we have a guest? Or he was a priest. But I do remember a couple of weeks back, maybe more like a month, we did have someone that came that was a missionary.
Yes.
I can't remember exactly where from.
Here?
Yeah.
Oh, the guy was from Philippines.
From the Philippines. Okay.
Yeah, Philippines. Yeah. But also, like, there are people who learn to be diplomats. Diplomats.
Yeah.
Like missionaries. When you're a diplomat, they can send to Uganda, they can send to China, they can send it to Korea as USA diplomats. So they're like missionaries. Wherever you go, you can say, okay, I'm a diplomat. Wherever I go. Yes, so I'm glad you are open to anything comes your way. And to Danette, this was your first time to be outside USA. So how was your experience like here? I'm going to be outside USA. Did anything scare you?
It was my first time going to that part of the world. So I think like Chase, just having an open mind about where I will be going. And then I expressed this with the pilgrim group that we were with, like, why me? Like, just questioning, kind of going in, like, still having an open heart and open mind about, this experience, but just the why. And knowing that, I had a good 20 years on the rest of the people that were there and how I connect with these people. Yes. So just going into World Youth Day, that was my, I guess, I'm not going to say fear, because it wasn't fear, that was my hesitation.
Yes.
But once
we got there, we learned that definition of youth kind of stands.
Yes.
A good bit.
Yes.
Oh, good.
Yes.
Okay. So, in other words, the connection comes part of the journey. How am I going to connect with others? How am I going to go ahead?
I was going to say it was pretty easy for me overall.
What?
Yeah.
Just what did you say again?
Oh yeah, it was pretty easy.
To connect?
Yeah, I already have a history of moving from school to school.
Yes.
And quickly making friends and whatnot. So even though I was like just meeting a lot of the group for the first time, I definitely started talking with them maybe after like 2-3 days.
Yes.
By the time like 2-3 days happened, I had a pretty good idea of what everyone in there was like. It was pretty overall. I had a good time.
Connection is something hard for many people. So just to surprise me, you started that you were able to just meander, connect with each one and get to know who is who and fit in. So that worked out perfect, like excellent. Some people, when they meet with strangers, they don't know what to do. They don't know how to begin a conversation. They don't know where to start from. So that's so impressive. And talking about you going outside there, like you want guys in 20s and 30s, how I'm going to connect with them. And, but I know for you it's more easy. I will teach you.
So, yeah, my roommate actually reached out to me. Her name is Amy, and we have been texting each other. And I found out, I think Amy, 29, 30. So we were communicating and talking about what we were excited about. And once we met, and like the first night we were in Portugal, we prayed together. We started writing our prayer intentions on the list together, like, knowing where we were going in the coming days. So that, hesitation about why am I here was my purpose. It started to melt away a little bit, but just, I kind of fell into, and talking to the other two, to James and Adrian, I kind of fell into like Mama Bear chaperone.
Wait, who's James and who's Adrian?
They are with the Archdiocese, and I'm going to share this with them.
Yes.
So I kind of fell into that let's make sure everybody is good mode. So I was like kind of like another chaperone, and I was okay with that because I think that's like my personality.
Yes.
So making sure everybody was good, and not to say that was my purpose, but I stepped in and I was needed in the group. Yes.
Oh, so you mean you even became like you began helping others?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness! Which means next year to go, you may become the tour guide. Maybe instead of everyone going, you may end up going. And then, you never know things work. But going back to the word connection and how you were able to connect with others, I saw a photo, a picture. Whoever took it, I don't know, but I saw that photo and I was able to post it on our YouTube channel today that we are using. And you were somewhere outside, you and others and Danette and Chess, and you were facing each other, putting the back on each other.
Oh, that.
And the photo was like, what was the statement? It said,
we have each other's back.
we have each other's backs. That was beautiful. I loved it. I got that put around at 9 p.m. here, and I was laughing and smiling, and we have each other's back. So where were you at the time?
That was Rise.
We were at one of the Rise events in the morning, and it was really hot. And she just asked me, like, hey, so, like, you stand up real quick, and I could lean on your back, and I was like, all right, that's fine.
Yes.
Just that we wouldn't get like a sore.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, that was a beautiful photo. It means not only you are connecting with others, but also you were having each other's back, keep each other together from the church. Now, I know I wish we had like 10 hours here because there are many things to ask you. Maybe in the future, I will ask you this thing. But just to make some kind of touch on each thing, touch on each corner of the journey for the World Youth Day. Let me ask something. I want to ask you about. Do you remember the theme? I know each year had a theme for the World Youth Day. They bring it up to say this year it's going to be a theme for the World Youth Day. And I'm gonna be able to ask you whether I still remember the theme for the World Youth Day. Do you remember the theme for the World? I'll get there. Guys. I'll get there. I get there, but there are more things I want to ask you. So, let's see. Another thing I was going to ask you is about when you go somewhere, we cannot pick up everything, but at least we all learn something.
Mm-hmm.
Each one picks up something. Each one. So we will ask you, what did you get out of attending the World Youth Day that you can make someone there who is listening say, oh, James went to World Youth Day and was able to learn something this. Oh, I didn't there. I was able to learn this one. So I can inspire another person to say, me too, I want to go. You know what I mean? So, anyone might begin. What did you get out of attending the World Youth Day? Or before you go there, Denise, can you give us the theme for the World Youth Day for this year?
So Mary arose and went with haste. That's the Bible quote that was the overarching theme of the entire week. Was a quote from Luke's Gospel, just talking about how Mary went to visit with Elizabeth.
So Mary rose.
Mary arose and went with haste.
Mary rose and went with haste.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to ask you something in the future because there's a photo I saw about rise.
Mm-hmm.
I know people are taking the photos with something like it's something like rise. So thank you for the theme. So let's go back to our question here. What did you get out of attending the World Youth Day? What?
I would say kind of reinforcement of what I already had when just meeting a bunch of different people from like all over the world. Just like how friendly and overall just normal it was being there after a while. Because after a while, just like meeting different people, it kind of just felt like me going to a mall or just like out to a movie or whatnot, just seeing different people and just being like, wow, yeah, this everyone's just pretty normal overall.
Good. So meeting other people, meaning like sometimes there are many people there who are born in maybe New Orleans, grew up in New Orleans, studied in New Orleans, worked in New Orleans, died in New Orleans, buried in New Orleans. And they never got to explore, experience with strangers or to know other people. And the more we know other people, we get to the levels of others, meet other people, we get to know the culture, the difference, the personality, the attitude, how others do things. So that's so wonderful. You are able to meet, explore, and learn from others. That's beautiful. And Danette, as we say something more, what about you, Danette? What do you get out of attending the World Youth Day?
I think just making those connections, meeting all of people from different walks of life, and I'll say it for something that stuck out with me. I'll say that for another question, but just being like deeper in prayer, like the spiritual journey and Fatima, like just going there really, really stuck out to me. And just hearing the story of the martyrs, the 3 children finding their purpose, what they were supposed to do. Because I think every day people question, what am I supposed to do today? Or even going deeper than that, what am I supposed to do, period? So, and I'll say it before, because I know it's going to come in another question, like just growing spiritually. I think that was the most, that's what I got out of it. And it was a time to shut down. My roommate and I would turn on the TV. We put cell phones away and just quiet time and prayer every evening. And I think I needed that, like personally, because everything is always on. And I was just upset that I had to come back early to come back to work. But just I needed that time before I jumped back into, everyday parts of life. And just that connection, those connections, going back to that word, connecting. I think that's what I got out of it, just connecting with so many Catholics from around the world.
Okay, so generally I can hear the word connection coming up over and over from the net and from chess. So there was more of connection and you meet with others, but also something new that you have just mentioned about getting away from the busy life and put down everything. And so that was like we call it in theology hermit or walk in the desert. Remember, sometimes Jesus would tell the disciples, let's go somewhere and be there by ourselves. Let's go there and be by our own. Now go out of the crowd, from busy life and they just go there and be on their own. Sometimes what we call it retreat. People go for the retreat and they just forget about the busy life, school, studies, work, family, and just go there for prayer, do other things that outside their routine, and come back energized, redeemed, and new, fresh. So wonderful. Yes, it just.
Just to kind of piggyback off of what she said.
Yes.
Another thing I took out of it is just getting a better, I guess, view of just the scale of the Catholic Church and just how big it is, with just how many people were over there for World Youth Day. I think it was on Saturday. I got like an estimate of how many people were there. It was around 1 million. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but I think that's the number I heard.
Great. That is so inspiring, Chelsea. You know why? Sometimes when we are here, we can say, oh, there are already 200 people in the church for the weekend masses. And you say, oh my goodness, are people still have faith? Do people still believe in church? But when you go to those kind of events, that's when you say, oh my goodness, people have faith. Younger people are in the church. So talking about like you are impressed to say, oh my goodness, there are more than 1 million younger people here for the World Youth Day.
Pretty much. Not like more of a surprise feeling, but more of just like like probably even not never mind. I guess you could say surprise, just like not really expecting that many people.
Yes. So let me get something. So I say So they say What does aha mean for you?
Probably something on the level of like surprise, but just like a bit lower.
Yes. So you thought maybe you would have found like maybe 200 people there.
Not 200. I thought it was going to be a lot. Like I was expecting maybe something like half that, which to me still is still a lot.
Yes.
That is still a lot.
So in other words, Catholicism is still a big impact in the world.
Yeah, because I knew it was big, but I just wasn't expecting like this to be like that big going into it.
Yes. And guess what, Chess? I think the number would have been more than that. More than maybe it would have been maybe 3 million. But you know why? Because I hear many people had to decline going because it was time for school, younger people, and also there was a limitation for the younger people to go, especially when you want to be above 16, 18, 16.
Yeah, I believe so.
Below 16, you are not able to go. But imagine if they had opened up from maybe 12 to 16. Imagine how many people would have gone. Also, imagine if it wasn't time for school, many would have gone maybe. So let's just clear how many people are there, more than 1 million. Meaning people still have faith in God and still people believe in the Catholicism. So let's jump to another question here I had for you. There is always before and after. So after before and after, what do you feel that you have changed spiritually? What have you changed? Like before, maybe I was like this, and now after, actually, what you just said, maybe this can answer this question. You say, oh my goodness, I went there and there were many people, millions of people, that maybe can change your way of being and say, oh, I was planning to leave Catholicism because people are leaving, maybe because I can leave. But after going there, oh my goodness, people still believe, most I can believe, but there are more answers to this question. So what do you feel that you have changed spiritually?
So I think just, because I pulled up as you guys were talking, we went to something called Rise Up sessions every day. And that was just like, they had themes of the Rise Up sessions, and it was just like gathering people together. There was like praise and worship. They had international bands, and they had priests
bishops.
Yeah, priests and bishops at the Rise Up sessions, and one of the reflection topics was social friendship. And as you know, the person over the young adult ministry at the church connected with the other people in our group and some other people, like how do we grow in this mission? Because just talking to everyone, it seems like everyone is running to the same block. Like, where do we pull people from? Like, how do we keep them connected in the church? Like, how do we get them on fire? Like we see all of these people here. So I think with me, like changing spiritually, this is something that I hear my mama say, I hear my grandmother say all the time. Stuff is not going to come when you want it. And just being sat down and listening to God. And I think that's something for me, like having all of that time away from everything, just being sat down and not necessarily being forced to listen, but just being in that space, being able to do that and waiting for that little quiet voice and waiting for answers. They're not going to come when I want them, but God is going to send me a sign or send me that answer in His timing. And I just have to be faithful and vigilant and, keep praying and, do the actions to make things happen and not just expect things to come automatically.
Also, grace, so spirituality and anything that spiritually we generate will come our way. So it's going to come automatically. But we have to give in ourselves to God, because so God can do more impact our lives. Right. In other words, there's no one of us to open our hearts or be ready that God can do some changes to our lives. Beautiful. Chess. What did you feel that you have changed spiritually for going to our youth day?
I would say, contrary to the amount of people and the amount of noise that was there, I would say I gained like a better appreciation and understanding of like what silence can do when it comes to prayer. I had something else, but I can't think of it. Lost that train of thought, but I would say that just like a better understanding value of what silence can do.
Silence. And silence is something very important actually in life. We are living in the world where there are many voices on TV, outside, television, and there are many noises, things we hear at schools, at work, and all these sounds we may call it sound pollution. We are being polluted by other voices, things we hear, but there's silence. Just give them silence, quietness. It has the way we can even hear the voice of God speak to us. And we know it most of the time when most of the people in the Bible we hear, there were quiet moments that God was able to speak to them in a vision, in dreams. You remember Saint Joseph, the father, the husband of Mary, when he was trying to divorce Mary quietly. He was in a dream, quiet place, quiet silence. That's when he heard a voice. The angel telling him, "Take Mary, she's your wife." She will consider. He had to hear all these voices, but it was called silence out of all the sounds that he was hearing. He was able to have that voice. So silence is very beautiful to get our way and say, now this is a quiet time with God, and so great chess. Let me jump into, is there something, I don't know, I'll get to another question because I have many things to answer and I want to keep us. I'm going to change this microphone. I'm going to give you this one and you give me that one. It's okay? Let's change this. Let me look and see. Yes. So, another question you can put down and have when you want to speak. Yes. So another question I had for you, did you want to add something?
No.
Okay. Another question I had for you is, how did it feel to be in the presence of so many Catholic youth?
I would have to say reinvigorating, if I could choose any type of word, and reassuring.
Reassuring. Explain more.
Just because I would say overall, this church in particular.
Yes.
I get kind of a feeling of like maybe something related to isolation, in a sense. Just when I look around and whatnot, and there aren't really that many people my age coming here, or at least from what I can see, like at 8 o'clock mass. I could be wrong.
Yes.
And they could just all be going like to 5 o'clock on Saturday, or to 10 o'clock on Sunday.
Yes.
But just like Time Out in particular, it's like a little bit of like an isolated feeling.
Yes.
But then going there and meeting people like that could be sometimes quite younger than I am, around my age, or like around the usual age group that I see like over here. So it was just a little bit reassuring, just seeing all that.
Wonderful. I get what you say. I mean, many churches, what they are saying, oh my goodness, I'm the only younger person here, or I'm only the oldest person here. There's always it varies. Some churches, maybe they are more younger people than older people. Other churches, they are more older and younger ones. And there's always that kind of imbalance. So, and to me, to hear from you say that was a reassurance that, oh, there are younger people in the church universally, whether we come from particular to universal. I said, okay, there are more people universally in the church, in the world. But going back, let me make some comment. You know, sometimes there's, so there was one person from here, or two from here, and maybe two from another church, or maybe three from another church, and it became 1 million. So there's 1, 2, you were among like the 1 million.
Yeah.
So you made that number to be 1 million. If it wasn't you, maybe it would have been 1,000. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But that's my prayer that one day maybe from church can get maybe more than 20, 25. How can we do it to have more younger people in the church? That's the struggle I should have is going through. I should have said, have more people, younger people like me in the church. It's a struggle. It's my prayer that maybe what can we do to bring that reassurance that you are experiencing there.
Just like a reassurance that you're not alone.
Yeah. How can we make it so not only universal, but in particular here at All Saints Catholic Church? Thanks so very much for that affirmation. You will receive that reassurance from the people, the younger people like you in Portugal. What about Danette?
It felt good. Got kind of the same feelings, like, you see what you see in your own community, but seeing all of these young people like just on fire for Christ was
Mexico especially.
Yes, Mexico. You had a large presence from Brazil. Obviously, Brazil was once a colony of Portugal, but something that stuck out to me, and I think I mentioned this to Adrian, who was one of the facilitators, and some other people, like, where were people that looked like us? There were, like, even worldwide, like from, they had a lot of African nations there, but even that presence, it wasn't felt in the grand scheme of things. We were thankful, I was thankful to meet up with your former parish from DC.
Yes.
And that was a blessing to see them there with their young people. Yes. But I just think moving forward, it was, like I said, it was a blessing to see so many young people on fire. Where are young people? I know that they exist. Just a few weeks ago, we were at the Knights Peter Flavor Convention, and that was the juniors. We saw so many young people. Like you said, there were limitations, but even outside of that, we still need a greater presence at things like this to show that, hey, we are here too. Like, we are part of the worldwide Catholic Church. Let's be seen and let's be heard.
I'm trying to imagine what we're going to say, but I'm not really getting it. So what do you mean by what do you mean like the presence?
More African Americans.
Very good.
Yes.
So okay, more African American community. We need that participation, that presence. So you were trying to say there are more of other groups, more with big number than we, the African American community, and there's more work to do. There's more to do.
I had a conversation on my last day there with one of the pilgrims from the Archdiocese. They had at the Pope's welcome ceremony, they had like liturgical dancers. They had like these dancers come in, and one of the young men, he was like, why don't we have that at our churches? I was like, well, there's several churches in the New Orleans area, or even around the country, like in the African American Black Catholic Church. This is something that we do.
Yes.
Like they do it often. And his jaw just dropped. He was like, y'all really do that? I'm like, yes, we do it. So that's what I mean, like just our presence needs to be seen at these events, and the organizers of World Youth, they having that liturgical dance, and one of the opening songs before the Pope came and addressed the audience was Joyful, Joyful from like the Sister Act 2, like that rendition of the song. And like some of the other people were looking at me like, how did she know this song? I was like, y'all don't see Sister Act? Like, so, you know, that's what we just need to be a part of this beautiful experience.
Very much have a variety of, I guess, music and events going on. One thing that you weren't there for that will always be stuck in my mind is it was either a priest or a bishop just DJing.
I saw pictures of it. Yes,
that to me was amazing. That was amazing.
The priest was the DJ.
Yes, he was legitimately just DJing.
Okay.
And I'll never forget that for as long as I live.
And that was like a Catholic music, or
they had some good music. Like it was from worldwide.
Yeah.
That ladies group at Rise Up, the last one I attended, like I was like, y'all kind of moving.
So you one day wanna see me DJing?
Well, you already played the guitar though.
Alright, one day you'll see me. One day you'll see the new character of Father Freddy. So we need the African American community with that presence to stand out, to show ourselves there, not only in the World Youth Day, but even other activities. Because I know we are there.
Yes.
But you just need to stand up and show our presence. In other words, participate.
Yes.
Participation. To show that we are there. If we don't participate, then we remain like under, there's something called today our entry song was this is the light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This is the light of mine, that was our entry song today at our church here at the Mass. So when there's a lamp and put light on the lamp, and you put it under the bed, and you cover it there with light. That would be the purpose for that lamp with the light. The purpose is zero. So if you have a lamp with light, put it somewhere to show the light.
Right.
So we are there. No doubt. But the only thing we need to do maybe is more to show ourselves we are there. Instead of putting the lamp and cover it under there. Yeah, be out there. So think for this, that, and that's a good, can I call it a compliment, and something that we need to activate is potentiality and activation. So we have there's a potential, but we need to activate to put into reality. Yeah. So thank you. Can I jump into another question?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. I thought we have something to add on. So another question is about, did you feel that you have, this one will be answering it over and over. It's a repetition, but I'm going to say it. Did you feel that you have bonded with the other younger people in your group attended the World Youth Day? Did you feel that you bond?
Yes.
Of course it did. You told me before the years. So I know you had a roommate. Each one had a roommate. Because the rooms were not enough, and also to cut the costs. So they had to put maybe two or three in the same room. Where was your roommate from?
She was from Destiny, I believe. She was from, maybe the wrong city, but she was from St. Charles Parish.
St. Charles. Do you remember where your roommate was from?
He will always say that he is from Tennessee.
Tennessee, so you had people from all over here. So that was also another bond to know, somebody knew was going to be my roommate, but I know those who go to college, universities, most of the time they share a room, they have roommates. So, but I want to go back here. I know you bonded because told me before at the beginning of this talk that you were able to connect with others. So there's no doubt for that. So you're going to share about this same question. But I want to go back now to just ask some simple things before I end this. And if you have some more things you want to share with us, I have many questions to ask you, many things to learn from you. That can take the other 10 hours. We can stay here for the 10 hours. But I'm going to try to ask some few questions and a few things. And if you have more things to add on, if you add on whatever you want to add on. So something's fun. How was the food?
Oh, food is pretty good. Overall,
it was new.
Had breakfast every day. Was able to go out and just find different spots to eat at.
Wait. By yourself with others?
With others. We had I would say a pretty strict take a person with you policy in the buddy system.
Oh, it was the couple was the 2 by 2?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, commissioning.
Or more depending on where you're going and whatnot, but it was definitely you had to at least have one other person with you. So, was the food the same as with American food, or was it different food? They definitely had some American, I guess you could say staples like McDonald's and Burger King, but they definitely also had their own very unique types of food.
Do you remember a new food that you ate you never ate before? I ate this, maybe this was like when you come to New Orleans, people say, if you go to New Orleans, make sure you eat gumbo. So when you went to Portugal, what special food did you say? It was
that first night, that fish and rice dish.
Yeah, we had a fish and rice dish the first night that we got to the hotel.
Yes.
I would say that was like the one thing where I would say maybe I tried it at some point, but not something that was prepped like that was.
It was like a soupy fish and rice.
It was like a stew almost.
Looking at it, I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Well, I tore through it.
It was delicious. It was very, very good.
I think they put it in front of me. I'm just like, all right, child's
So did you eat anything?
Yeah, anything.
Good.
Yes.
I have friends who go to Uganda. I've been in this country. I came in this country in 2014, and at least every year, a person has go to Uganda because of me. They ask me, Father, by then I was a seminarian, where can I go to Uganda? Where can I? You recommend me? And usually every year, a friend of mine goes to Uganda. But when they go there the first day, they want to try any food. And sometimes they get some stomach problem, and because something new. So did you get any problem with food, or everything was okay?
Everything was good.
Beautiful, wonderful. Two, how was the weather?
Perfect.
Not for chess.
The mornings, like a light jacket in the morning. It was hot in the afternoon, but it wasn't humid, so I could tolerate it. Like I was like, can I bring this back to New Orleans with me? Because the heat, like I said, it was hot. I'm not gonna lie, but the lack of humidity made it enjoyable, and we were outside for most of the time, so that's something else. But I thought the weather was perfect.
So it was hot, but not hot as here.
Yes.
No, it's definitely not as hot as here.
It felt good.
The weather was okay for Danette. What about for Chess? What was the weather for you?
I would say in the beginning when we got there, it was very nice. But as the week progressed, it would get hotter and hotter just because of the heat wave. Yeah. And I remember, I think it was when the Pope was giving his like regards at the end of Mass on Sunday in the morning. Yes. It hit around 100 to 102.
Oh, I can't. She went away. Yeah, okay.
But yeah, I would say the morning time was perfect. The afternoon was less so.
Okay, good. What about sleeping? Oh, sleeping. You are sleeping or sleeping. I mean, when you go somewhere, you sleep. Sleep is sleep. What about the time changes? There's something called jet lag.
Yes.
I didn't have a problem with that.
That was a problem. Okay.
When I came home, because I had like a day, then I had to like get ready for work. I'm just starting to feel better. So it was like I couldn't like really wind down a lot before I had to get up early in the morning to start going to work. So I had a little bit of jet lag.
Okay.
Coming back, but going there, nah, not at all.
What was the difference between here and there? Was 1 hour? 6 hours difference?
Yes.
No, I mean Portugal time and here.
6 hours.
Yeah, 6 hours ahead.
Wow.
So when you would call me or not call me, like text me at like 9, it would not sleeping, but we were probably in the middle of something. It could have been like Mass, it could have been us walking, it really could have been anything.
Oh, okay.
And then by the time we were going to sleep, y'all would be getting like just off of work.
Like what time?
Like like pretty much maybe 9, 10 o'clock.
I see.
Like we would like be back at the hotel and just like resting or just chilling out in general. And by that time over here, it will be like 4 o'clock.
Oh, time difference. Yes. Good. Now, what about? I heard this will be maybe the last question, and I'll let you go. Yeah, maybe to have another round table in the future because there's a lot I want to learn from you. What about? I heard you are walking every day. Sometimes like walking everywhere. Sometimes like 2 hours.
Not everywhere, but like where we could was definitely reasonable. We would walk.
We took the metro train. So it was like when we went to Fatima, we had to charter a bus because that was far away, but everything else was walking on the metro.
Okay, and do you still remember at least 2 or 3 places that you visited that you say, okay, I'm so happy I went here, or something historical that you saw there? You say, oh, this was so historical for me, it was so important that I saw this. Or this, remember those places, maybe the one we are here, the 2 we are here, the 3 we are here, the 4 we are here, and this we recall those places.
City of Joy, definitely City of Joy.
What do you
That's definitely like the City of Joy, just like the site that we visited.
Yes.
I would say that's definitely the place that stood out most. Either just being there, or I would say on the drive back, because we definitely had to take an Uber like maybe 2 or 3 times because the metro would just be unreasonable on taking due to how many people were there.
Yes.
But I was like on the drive back, I was just taking a lot of pictures of the city itself. Yes. And while we were over there, I took some pictures of the landmarks and whatnot, like the cathedral, statue, fountain. The river in the background was really great. Okay.
Good. So you went to Seminary, what was the places? But do you remember? The one got to, I know there's Fatima, and actually Fatima, let's remember something that's called Marian what? Apparition. So Marian apparition is the one we use in the Catholic Church on theology, where Mary appeared. So I never been to a place where Mary appeared.
And we were at the actual.
You were there, yeah.
Yes.
Where Mary appeared.
Yes.
So 3
children.
Yeah, 3 children.
Remember their names. Let me see.
I do have pictures of the house.
You do?
Their house, the grave sites.
I don't remember seeing the grave sites.
Not the grave sites, but they're back. Yeah, in the church.
In the church?
When you were married? Sorry, buried.
Yes, that was in the church.
So you went to the place exactly where Mary appeared. That's called Marian apparitions. There are many Marian apparitions where Mary appeared to people. Let's see those names of those.
I didn't know that's what the term was used.
Yes, apparition, yes.
Like, I know the word, but I didn't know that's how it was used in a particular context. So
yes, that is it, yes. Yeah, very important, very significant.
Let me see. The other two names.
Yes, see, Mary's apparition. Let's see. I can get it.
It's casual.
Yes, I think these are the kids.
Yes, those are the kids. So it was Lucia, Francisco, and Jacinta.
Jacinta. Okay.
Yes, Lucia. We went to their homes, their museums now in Fatima. But for me, this was one of the places that I thought was really beautiful. And all the churches that we visited. We went to, one that stuck out to me was St. Anthony's Church. We went to the place where he was born.
That's St. Anthony, yes.
Yes.
I will say the...
what does St. Anthony have to do with New Orleans?
People in New Orleans love St. Anthony. Like, I went to St. Anthony's school.
Yes.
And my nephews go there now and they say prayer to St. Anthony when you do something.
Yes.
But I sent the picture to a lot of my friends.
Yes.
And the church, the detail, I was talking to your mom this morning after Mass, just the construction of the churches was something I'd never seen.
Yeah, no, the architecture was something else.
It was absolutely, it was breathtaking. Like the sanctuaries, the statues, it was gorgeous. Like that really stuck out to me. And we had to walk up a lot of stairs to get to the churches. And I wasn't tired, but just those stairs itself, like just the old architecture of the city was very beautiful.
I will say probably the thing I was admired most of when being in Lisbon was San Francisco, honestly.
Yeah,
like,
there was a lot of hills.
Like the bridge that I saw, definitely reminded me of the Golden Gate Bridge, just the city layout and how hilly it was, a little bit like, I guess, confined, but not so much to where you can't move or like drive or whatnot. All like reminded me like of San Francisco, I'm not gonna lie.
Awesome. Okay, good. Well, I know there's a saying that it was going through something or something going through you. So I know you went through Portugal and Portugal went through you. Mm-hmm. So you all experienced, you learned, you didn't waste your time to go there. So I'm so happy that you went there and represented our church here at All Saints Church and New Orleans Archdiocese, but also your family, and above all, your own. So, what do you have from?
Oh, I just carried this with me.
That's from Portugal?
Oh no, though I didn't get to go to the papal mass, like I did get the blessing from the Pope when he arrived, and I had my late grandfather, who was a parishioner at All Saints. He died in 2008. I just, I carried this with me the whole time. This is with me everywhere. So
did you go to Portugal?
Yes.
Oh, I got you in Portugal.
So I carried it with me to Portugal, and I took it out when the Pope was doing mass and the blessing. And my Henriette Little pen praying for her sainthood. Yes. So these were the two things that I took from home that I carried with me to be blessed. And I took the prayers of every person that text, email, called, said pray for this. And that was something else really beautiful. Every church that we went to had an altar where you can write down specifically your prayers, and I dropped at every church. So that was really special for me, but I kept my grandpa with me.
Wonderful. So you took our prayers there, our patients. Yes, wonderful. Is there something you wanna say before that I did not talk about that you wanna make a comment on? Something in 2 seconds.
Not in particular. I just wanted to say this was very much a great experience to have. and it was a fun trip. And I mean, all things like have their ups and downs.
Yes.
But I would never trade this experience for anything.
Now you are opening up another conversation. You're opening up another conversation. Let me ask you the last question.
All right.
And just be brief. What was your disappointment? Just one.
Disappointment. I say the biggest one was coming back.
You know what?
The biggest one was coming back.
Returning back.
Not because it was just like, oh, I have to leave. It was just the
beginning.
It was just having to actually get back. The delays, the flight cancellation. That was by far the biggest disappointment that I've had.
So they canceled your flights?
Yeah, they canceled one flight when we got into Atlanta. And we were stuck there for basically like 12 hours.
Wow.
I believe we got there at like 8 at night, and we did not leave until 8 in the morning.
No way.
And I felt so good because I was seeing all the updates.
No way.
She was long gone.
Yeah, I was
so comfortable.
No way.
Wow.
You were there. Those are how many hours? Those are 12 hours.
And after traveling.
If I'm not mistaken, it was very much 12 hours.
Oh my goodness. So did you sleep at the airport?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's pretty much why I think that's the only reason why I really had to experience jet lag, I would say, when coming back. Because otherwise I would have been fine. I would have gotten there at I would have gotten home at 12, and I would have had enough time to go to sleep and go to work in the morning, or not in the morning, in the afternoon that day. But I didn't get back till 8, and I didn't really get much sleep in the airport. So I had to text my boss saying, "Hey, I'm not gonna work. I'm not gonna work today." And so after I got home, showed pictures to my mom, and did stuff like some stuff regarding school. I hit the bed and I passed out for 9 to 12 hours.
I see. Now, Chess, you have a sister.
Yeah.
What's her name? Alice?
Alice.
Did you bring her?
Yes, I
Wait,
did.
how the point?
Souvenir?
Souvenir.
Yes, I did.
Did she ask you, or you just got for a souvenir?
I got her something that she didn't
Surprise.
ask for, and something that she didn't ask for. She asked for pictures. I definitely obliged, but then I got her something else.
Beautiful.
And
Keep it. Of course, with some souvenirs.
Yeah, I got them souvenirs.
I got a souvenir.
Just some for my niece and nephews. I got them t-shirts.
Wonderful.
My dad a baseball cap and like little keychains and stuff.
Awesome. Good. Was that your first time to step up?
Yes. Not like in person.
That's the first time.
Yeah.
The same?
Mm-hmm. And I'm upset that I missed the Pope pass right by the hotel. I got all the pictures. I'm like, man.
Yeah. Did you?
I didn't see him at the hotel. I saw him at the welcome visual. I had to zoom in about 16 times the lens.
Oh, so you were...
We were far, kind of. We were as close as...
Yeah, we were about as close as we could be.
You were in the same area, but far from.
Right.
Yeah, but I mean,
I would say like 2-3 minute walk away from where it was.
Oh, wait.
At his welcoming mass was in a park.
Yes.
And we got as close as we could.
So the park was huge.
The park
is huge, like very much huge.
So you were in the same park,
yes,
but huge.
Yes.
But in other words, you were able to attend live mass conference.
Yes, and he attended the live mass.
The live mass.
Yes, he attended the mass.
Beautiful.
Yes.
We're gonna end here. I have a lot. We're gonna end here. We shall have you next time to explain more about what you say and give more details. Thank you. Welcome back.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All the blessings from Portugal, Fatima, Pope Francis, and the church. We are proud of you.
Thank you.
Thank you for saying yes, Father. We're going to come here and share some experience. I know there may be articles coming up from the Archdiocese. I think you might be there probably. You might be there probably, but I know you're going to be there by all means probably. But I will pray for you, and I will still need you in the church to ensure others that yes, we are still existing, and when God shows up, we show up present and testify our existence that yes, we are existing. So let's end with a prayer, and I know you want to watch the last part of the game before it ends. So let's end with a prayer and pray through the intercession of Mary to intercede for us with all our needs, desires as we go back to work, as we go back to teach. God may give us that courage, strength that we need to build the kingdom, to build our lives, and to be happy all the time. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. In the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Thank you, and I wish you a wonderful afternoon and a week ahead of you.
Thank you.
And I can't wait. Yes, thank you.
Beautiful job, Miranda, to the spread and the bulletin. That was very nice.
Oh yeah, your photos were there in the bulletin with Miranda, secretary for organizing all those photos. And if you have more photos, we need to put them on our website so that those of you who have the bulletin can watch them on the website. So feel free to share the photos that you want us to share there on the website. Amen.
Amen.
All right.